Good afternoon, cigar fans. Polar Bear here, coming to you live from La Casa del Polaris in the Northern Territory. Seeing as Cam is on a bit of a video review push, I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring after Sean did a really good Frank review. You did well, buddy. Good for you. If you ever want another one of those, drop us a line. I've got one with your name on it. Now everyone's doing their thing, so I thought I'd throw out something that I haven't, something that I've been very fond of and I've been looking forward to since I heard they were coming out. Today we are looking at the Tahuate. I have no idea how to really pronounce its name. It's a Bel Encanta, something like that. E-N-C-R-E. In English, it translates to beautiful ink. It's 5 3/8 by 42. Britannicus Extra, also very similar to the Celestiales Finos size, if you're a fan of those, which I very much am. I very much enjoy this size. It's a Figurado, I guess you could call it, tapered at both ends, a very slight taper at both ends. These were released for this year. This is a line extension for the Miami Brown label, the Selection de Cazador line from Tahuate. The one they pretty much started with. It was part of their 10th anniversary celebrations. Pete Johnson, he changed the packaging on all of his cigars and released a couple of extra sizes. I think there are two more other than this, the Bon Chasseur and the TAA exclusive Grand Chasseur. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Yeah, it's a beautiful cigar, beautiful oily wrapper. I picked these up from Raul of Online Humidor and Tobacco Leaf MD fame. He always looks after me for my NCs. Anyone that doesn't buy their non-Cuban cigars through him really should look at it. He's a top bloke, and he doesn't pay me to say any of that. So the cigar, as I said, it's a 5 3/8 by 42. It's an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with a Nicaragua binder and filler, same as you would find in the rest of the Selection de Cazador line. The difference between this and the normal 10th anniversary cigars is this did not have a covered foot. Enjoying the sound of my own voice too much. All the traditional Miami Brown label sizes for this year have a covered foot, which is a feature I really enjoy on my cigars. It gives a nice blast of the wrapper flavour, especially if it's like a Connecticut broadleaf or something. You get the beautiful Connecticut sweetness as soon as you start off. So, but unfortunately I wasn't aware before I bought them. These didn't come covered, but they're a bloody good stick anyway. I am told after this year is up and everything with Tahuate goes back to normal, these will continue to be made as part of the Brown label line. They'll just have a different band and a different box. So the cigar, as I said, Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaragua binder and filler. Started off quite nice with a very big blast of spice, you know, big pepper hit like you'd expect from the Brown label line. It's moved into sort of an earthy cocoa note with a tiny bit of coffee on the finish. They're very similar to what I find in the rest of the Brown label lines. I'm a very big fan of them after all. It smokes tremendously well, as you noticed before when I wasn't gas bagging to the camera. It is an absolute smoke machine. Big, thick, billowy, chewy smoke. And the draw is just perfect, absolutely perfect. A little bit of pepper through the nose, a little bit of pepper, but not overpowering. I'm not a big fan of that huge pepper hit through the nose, as it just sort of makes my eyes water and I look like a girl. But beautiful, that barnyard aroma through the nose as well. Very strong black coffee on the right on the back of the palate. Yeah, we get the cigar out of the way. I'll let that smolder a little bit. But I am quite fond. It's a very nice size. It's the 5 3/8 by 42. You can get a normal cigar. I think it's pretty close to a Petite Corona size from memory. But I really enjoy the difference you get with the two tapered ends. It's a very slight taper. It's by no means a torpedo or a bellicoso or even a Salomon. But if you were going to compare it, it would be the best size you come up with would be a very small Salomones. And I just enjoy the size. It's different. You don't see it very often. I'm really happy the boys over at Tahuate are going to keep making them next year. I haven't confirmed that. I guess we'll find out in a few days' time when the 2014 lines start rolling out. But I'm a big fan. Oh, yeah, right. Beautiful coffee. Big fan of this shape, as I've said. I've got a couple of boxes of the Ramon Leones Celestials Finos resting in the Humi, as well as some Bolivar Britannicas, which were both regional releases from Cuba. So I very much enjoy the size. This blend works very well if you're a fan of the brown label blend, which I am. It's a very good size, purely because it's a good size if you don't want a really long smoke, and it's just different. It's got a bit of class to it, especially these ones. As with all tats, they're tremendously well made. Razor sharp burn, beautiful draw, and just complete and utter smoke machines. Very nice. Alright, now Cam is on a bit of a getting to know you kick, so I thought I'd throw it out here. Polar Bear, aka Andrew Stevens, resident of Darwin, Northern Territory, where it is currently at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It is 34 degrees and 59% humidity. That's actually come down since I brought this out. When I sat down with this, it was about 65, so it's slowly dropping off. Fun thing is, during the wetter seasons, the latter half of the year, you almost don't need a humidor up here. It rarely drops below 70 degrees, and it's one of the few places I find where the issue is keeping the humidity out rather than keeping it in. But yeah, so that's that. As I said, coming to you from my new place, La Casa del Polaris in Palmerston, about 30 minutes outside of the CBD. Okay, about me. I'm 27 years old, perhaps a little younger than some of you might have guessed. I've been smoking cigars for around 8 or so years. I don't remember the exact date. I had my first proper cigar. I was kicking around with Captain Blacks and Wee Williams and all those terrible things for a little while prior, but I don't remember the exact date I had my first proper Cuban cigar. I remember the cigar, but not the date. But I do remember buying a big bunch of Cubans for my 20th birthday, so I was at least 19. Alright, I'm a fitter and turner by trade. Completed my apprenticeship 4 years ago. Haven't done a whole lot of fitting since then because it's too fucking hot up here to roll around playing with that sort of jazz. Worked for a company named Drager Safety doing pneumatics for offshore and mining. Some of you might know it. If any of you have ever received a bomb from me, the little box you got your cigars in, those cute little blue boxes, are made for Drager Safety. Perfect cigar boxes. We put circuit boards in them or something like that. So cigars, love my cigars, as you're probably aware. The winadors are over in the kitchen humming away happily. Yeah, I've been very lucky, very fortunate with my ability to amass a very decent collection of Cubans and non-Cuban cigars. I'm just getting back into my Cubans, which a few of the older members who are no longer with us would be laughing at if they ever heard, after my early years of cigar smoking, condemning Cuban cigars for being plugged, tasteless, and generally expensive. But things change, as do I, and it seems Cuba has also. So yeah, let's see what else. I have a girlfriend who is not around at the moment, which is nice. So I get some quiet time to talk to you lovely people. Not a cigar smoker, but a big fan of me being a cigar smoker, which, if any of you ever find a girl who is a fan of you and cigars, but not necessarily cigars themselves, hold on to her with both hands. Makes life so much easier. She takes great joy in the joy I get from cigars in general. So still a bit of leather in there now. A little bit of coffee. Has the leather has sort of overtaken the coffee a little bit. It is tunneling very, very slightly. Well, that could just be the roll. But yeah, it is tunneling very slightly by the look of it, but which is unusual. I pulled this out of my 72 humidity Tupperdoor. I'm currently at, what are we counting? I can see them from here. I am at 7 Tupperdoors and 9 Ziploc bags because I ran out of Tupperdoors until my new Winador gets here. So we're sort of approaching panic stations in regards to cigar storage. Hopefully Santa is kind to me and brings me a new Winador for Christmas. Otherwise I'm going to have to go somewhere and start buying Eskies, I think, to get me by. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other hobbies and interests. Big fan of music, big fan of motor vehicles. I have currently 4 that run, 2 that do not, as well as a motorcycle which is hidden over there. Yeah, this house I'm currently sitting in I purchased not 4 or 5 months ago. It's my first home, and that has really eaten my cigar budget. But what can you do? You can't smoke cigars and live with people for your entire life. I mean, I'd like to try, but what can you do? So yeah, that is pretty much it. This little bugger will burn along happily for quite a while yet, which is very nice. I'm very much enjoying it. Yeah, so if you're into the brown label line and you want something a little bit different, look up the Bell in Canter in Sierra. I don't know how to say it. I probably should have thought about that before I sat down with it. Try to figure out how it's pronounced, but yeah, BELLEENCRE by TAT, part of the 10th anniversary line. As I said, translates to beautiful ink. These run you about, I think about $180 US for a box of 24. That's around about what I paid through Raul. Yeah, send him an email and if you send him a text and just say, hey, what are those tats PDB picked up a couple of weeks ago, he'll probably know what you're talking about. He's pretty good like that. So yeah. Before I go, one last reminder. I've been harping on about this because I really wanted to be a big thing this year, and I'm cooking up a really pretty cool prize for whoever wins it, but I need all you members who haven't done so yet to vote for Polar Bear's Cigar Australia Forum Man of the Year. I've been harping on and bumping the shit out of the thread to keep it at the forefront of everyone's minds. I need your votes. I've got maybe 15 people who have thrown names in the ring. A lot of different names are coming up, I got to admit. Not that I didn't expect a few things, but there are names appearing that I hadn't considered. That's remiss of me, because everyone I'm seeing coming through getting votes is a very, very worthy winner and it does so much for the forum. It'd be really nice to find someone that everyone agrees, or at least the majority agrees, that they do the most this year, and hook them up with a nice little prize. As I've said in the thread, the winner. The idea is everyone who votes, once the winner is announced, regardless of whether you agree with the decision or not, is to grab 2 or as many sticks that you can spare out of your humidor and just pretty much bomb the crap out of them. I've got a nice little prize in the pipeline that's not a cigar for the winner this year. So please get your votes in. As much as I just like to sit on my soapbox and say, you there, you win, you're my pick, I want everyone to get involved. I want it all to be unanimous, and the more people we invite, the more people who vote, the more cigars the winner will eventually get. We got 10 or 15 people at the moment, 2 sticks each, that's 30 cigars. That's a pretty good prize. But imagine, the phone's going off. But imagine if we could get 40 people. That's 80 cigars. That's an awesome prize, and a great thank you for whoever the lucky person is who God, I need a haircut, who does so much for this forum. There are a lot of names out there. I could spout a few off, but I'm not going to. But dig through some of the old posts, you'll see names that just pop up eventually between organising various giveaways, raffles, competitions, activities, and just guys that are generally awesome, full of information, or just bomb the crap out of people. There are a couple of members out there, you all know who I'm talking about, that as soon as you say anything to them about wanting to try a particular cigar, you have 2 or 3 or 5 roll up on your doorstep. Just for being cool. So, vote. I need your votes, I need your numbers. The more we get in, the better it'll be for the winner, and we can go a little way to showing some of the people around here who really do go above and beyond what they need. So, I'm harping on. I do apologise, but this is a big deal. Before I go, buy some of these. Buy a 5-pack. Seriously, these are really good. If you like the Nicaraguan tats, the Miami tats, buy some of these. I'm really impressed with them. I've got stashes of all of them. The PCRs, I'm a massive tat fan, as you all know. Buy some of these. They cost bugger all in relation to some of the other stuff that's out there, and they're just really, really good. Yeah, before I go, a big shout out to Sherlock. Again, I can't praise this man enough. Between everything he's done in the very short time since he joined the forum. My man, that raffle you did, great cause, great prizes. Congratulations to the winners. So, that could be your vote for Man of the Year. Not saying it should be, just saying it could be. So, anyway, from Polar Bear and the Tatuate Beautiful Ink at La Casa del Polaris, I bid you good night. Happy smoking, gents. Seriously. Is there anything better? Nah, guys.